Hello my gorgeous people, my name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and these are your weekly horoscope tarot card readings, and they are for Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces. So this weekly horoscope tarot card focus is for the water signs of the zodiac, Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces, and it's in between the 30th of March and the 5th of April 2021. And I'm going to start with my gorgeous and with my ever so precious Cancer. My gorgeous Cancerini, I just want to say to you one particular thing. Do you know what? Just keep your head up. I want to prepare you to this situation where you're gonna be like a little bit disappointed, you know, and this is purely to do with the certain possibilities in the future, okay, with the new possibilities and options in the future are going to affect you. So with a little bit of disappointment that you're actually going to have, it's important to say to keep your head up, because that moment in time, it's going to be the indication, a powerful timing for you. It's going to be revealed how long something is going to take. This is going to mean to you so much, but on another hand, it's more about the actual advice which you are going to get at the same time. The advice that you are going to get this week is going to be connected to the person who is a very important figure in your life, whether this person is in your life or whether this person is somebody who you look up to, whether this person is somebody like your spiritual guru. It really depends and it doesn't really matter. However, it's going to be very important advice that you are going to get or gain through this person. This is something to pay attention to, my gorgeous Cancerini, indeed, purely because something is going to become rather obvious to you. And it's going to play an important part of your present moment, you know, but most importantly when it comes to your future, because it's all about the contemplation that you are going to have. You will get that particular advice, and then at the same time you're going to realize something, and then at the same time you're just going to kind of like be in this contemplating mode, and what is actually going to be on your mind quite a lot, you know, almost as if you're going to be like torturing yourself, like you've missed a certain opportunity. But that really doesn't matter, because this time in itself, it's super significant when it comes to you doing the right thing, when it comes to the certain burden in your life. So the contemplation is going to lead towards you resolving the certain burden in your life, and that in itself is going to be absolutely remarkable, because on one hand, you know, this is going to be connected to the actual fresh start and the end of delays when it comes to the end of the actual week. Because what is going to happen at around the end of the week, it's all about the sudden and unexpected change which is going to take place. Remember, I said to you to keep your head up. It's very important, because things are going to be literally like this week, and it's going to start kind of negative, but it's going to turn out to be rather positive for you indeed, because it's all boiling down to this particular moment when it comes to the sudden and unexpected progress by the end of the week, you know, and this is connected to the rather positive change in your life. And this is also a great time to do something good for yourself, to reward yourself if you possibly can. It's a fantastic time to actually think and plan for the future. The more you're focusing about yourself, expanding yourself, the more you focus on your future, the more you're gonna be connected to it, the more it's gonna be revealed to you each time you make the necessary step forward. It's very important to just keep on ignoring anything that's going on the outside, and anything that is actually kind of affecting your vibration or affecting your energy. So therefore, when you become aware of things that have nothing to do with you this week, and there will be one specific information that you're gonna get, and it's gonna be mind-blowing, pretty much so, but it's nothing to do with you personally. But you must not allow this situation, this energy, to drain your energy, and if your energy is drained, then your vibration is going to be affected, and this affects your planning and so many other things as well. You are gonna gain the necessary information, okay, and that necessary information is going to really gonna become like a moment like, oh my god, you know. It's going to also bring you like really massive, enormous, giant light at the end of the tunnel. So pretty much so it's a fantastic week of planning. The more you plan, the more it's going to be revealed to you. But when I say planning, it's pretty much so to do with the future and with what you wanted to do, but in particular with those things that you had to put on hold. Now it's time to simply carry on. Okay, on another hand, you know, it's to pay attention, because you are going to have a quite nice little idea when it comes to the future as well. So it's pretty much so two things, two ideas when it comes to the actual future, my gorgeous Cancerini, indeed. On another hand, you know, I want you to understand that you are going to have and reach very, very important compromise. Okay, and this compromise that you are going to have, it's going to be so important for you, in particular when it comes to the actual reconciliations in your life as well. On another hand, you know, if you do need to discuss something important, if you do need to kind of work on certain problems, but you just don't want to kind of deal with a certain people or a certain person or a certain group of people, but you have to do this, for example, then most certainly you should go for it, because this week also, when it comes to negotiation or in general, or when it comes to compromise, most certainly it's the time to step into it, because by using this vibration, at the same time you're going to gain so much out of it, because you're reaching a very important full circle. And this is why other things are going to become evident and obvious to you that you wouldn't normally pay attention to. So something is going to change by the end of this week in terms of planning, but most certainly you are going to redirect slightly yourself. But then again, this is going to be pretty much so super needed redirection, because you're going to find yourself exactly where you should be, where you need to be, what you should be paying attention to, and most certainly what you should actually do. On another hand, my gorgeous Cancerini, I also want to say to you what is important for you to understand, to think about what you desire and set your spirits high. This is very important, to be optimistic and think about what you desire and set your sights high. Okay, this is what I wanted to say. Set your sights high, my gorgeous Cancerini, because you know, the more you expect like a really enormous and really great outcome, the more you're gonna be closer to that particular outcome. So this is something you need to understand. The power of your manifestation will be strong throughout the week. So if you think low and you're thinking down when you're facing the certain situations and negativities in your life, you're just gonna bring this on you. As more, and as long as you kind of keep your head up, and as long as you're optimistic, you know, this is the light, this is the essence that you're going to bring into your life. And this is why it's important to use this powerful vibration accordingly. Okay, so now, my gorgeous Cancerini, I'm going to shuffle these tarot cards, and I'm going to see what is going to be your tarot card of the week. Okay, my gorgeous Cancerini, what is going to be a tarot card of the week? This is very important. And also I was going to say to you, my gorgeous Cancerini, make sure that you are kind of eating and taking food that is high in calcium, for example, and also to eat food that is rich in protein, like something like maybe like eggs, for example, are quite high in protein, for example, and calcium as well. But then on another hand, there are other things that you can maybe use, like a natural supplements rich in calcium, and also, even more important, something like a natural vitamin D as well. I'm saying this because your bones are going to be quite sensitive, so this is something that you should actually look for. Food which is going to be rich in calcium, and at the same time, like maybe supplements which are rich in calcium, and also on another hand, natural vitamin D. It's something that you're going to find rather beneficial. And also, if you do like herbal teas, my gorgeous Cancerini, please try to drink like organic chamomile or organic nettle or organic dandelion. All these three organic herbal teas are going to be super beneficial for you for so many different things, but most importantly, they're going to help you to flush out the toxins out of the system, because I know that you're going to have a little bit of a kind of sensitivity when it comes to your stomach and when it comes to your digestion. So now I'm just going to see what is going to be your tarot card of the week, my gorgeous Cancerini. Tan, ta, 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 tan, 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 is the Hermit. I mean, this is wonderful. You know, the Hermit mode is really powerful. It's when we reach, when we have the ability to reach all sorts of like dimensions within ourselves, within our mind, within our energy. As when we go to sleep every night, we just reach this very sacred state of our mind. You know, we have astral projections every single night, every single evening, but we don't necessarily remember. This is the power that I'm talking about. So when I say that you're going to have a Hermit mode this week, my gorgeous Cancerini, that doesn't mean, oh yeah, I'm going to be by myself. No, baby, no. This is the sacred moment in time. So one of these days, you're going to feel like really low, really weird, really strange, you know, but at the same time, you're going to be kind of like touching all sorts of like dimensions that you wouldn't normally touch when it comes to your awareness, you see, because we do it subconsciously, but now something is going to become rather obvious to you. Something is going to come to the surface. Just remember, pay attention, my gorgeous Cancerini. You are going to have a Hermit moment, which means on one of the days you're going to feel low, you're going to feel weird, you're going to feel like you're down, you're going to feel like you want to be by yourself, but at the same time, this is the sacred stage that you're entering, and something is going to be revealed to you. Something is going to become absolutely obvious to you. Something is going to become evident to you. What you have been in self-denial as well, that you need to pay attention to, but at the same time follow your intuition. If something doesn't make sense to you, then it doesn't make sense. Don't do it. If something makes sense to you, then do it. It's your own intuition is not going to lead you astray. This week you really need to understand, as soon as you have a Hermit moment, something is going to be revealed to you, and the certain lies are also going to become obvious because some kind of mask is going to be fallen as well. This is going to work in your favor. This is going to work for your favor. This is going to work for you because it's just going to help you to protect yourself by removing yourself from the situation that no longer serve you. Something will need to go in your life, okay? Something will need to be cut out. Something will need to be adjusted, but it's pretty much so to do what you are in self-denial about. Okay? So now, my gorgeous Cancerini, I'm just going to take a... Where is it? Where is it? Where? Dun 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 dun. Here. So now, my gorgeous Cancerini, I'm just going to take these oracle cards and I'm going to see what is going to be your oracle card for this week. Okay, so your oracle card is... Dun, 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 dun. Love, how beautiful. It's very important to try to cooperate with people as much as you can. Try to open up to people around you as much as you can. Try to connect and reconnect with people as much as you can. The people in your life are going to be playing an important role this week. Not only because these are people that are meant to be in your life, these are people that are meant to be part of your spiritual journey, but also the revelation, the realization, what you're going to have through somebody who is very close to you. You are going to realize something. Something will be revealed to you. First of all, it's going to be pointed out, but then again, it's not going to make sense. But then later on, this is going to be so beneficial for you. This is really the time to connect and reconnect with people around you who mean to you the most, because one of them is going to be playing an absolutely ridiculously powerful role when it comes to you removing from yourself from the situation that no longer serve you, but also doing the right thing, making the step in the right direction. Okay. So now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious, my beautiful Scorpione, Scorpione. My gorgeous Scorpione, I love you so much. I just want to say to you now that this is your weekly horoscope tarot card forecast, and it's in between the 30th of March and the 5th of April 2021. And I want to say that you're gonna feel like a little bit of an uncertain outlook outlook, you know, to start with. And this is maybe to do like with a certain chance that you kind of feel like you've lost it at some moment in time, not that long ago. And these have caused you to have a kind of uncertain outlook. I want you to understand that this is also very important, because the more you realize that, you know, that basically it's time to move on, the sooner you realize it's time to move on, the sooner things are going to start happening for you, because this is going to be followed. So it's, first of all, uncertain outlook, but it's down to you. It's completely down to you what you're going to do and what the next step is going to be. But I will tell you how you're going to kind of feel closer to it, because it's pretty much so to do with somebody who is just so significant to you, somebody who is so important to you, somebody who is inspiring you in so many different ways. It's actually going to be directly responsible for the advice that you're going to have. And this advice is going to be very, very interesting indeed. But you will know at the same time that that advice is going to be direct answer to your obstacle that kind of arised in your life and kind of put you in a stuck mode, purely because it's something to do with something unfinished. It's to do with unfinished business, my gorgeous Scorpione, and this is so important. And this is both to do with your emotions, it's both to do with your life, it's both to do with things that you're doing, it's to do with things that makes you feel happy, but also it's to do with things that are making you feel unhappy. It looks like you've been torturing yourself to this particular moment, to this particular point, so you need to discuss something, you know. You need to come to an end with a certain kind of problem, but this is involving somebody else. Perhaps, you know, something happened not that long ago and you both kind of ended up with a little bit of a bitter taste in your mouth, and now it's important for you to resolve this. Very, very important, my gorgeous Scorpione. But then on another hand, you know, as I said, you know, let me tell you, an unfinished business that I said before, it's something that you should be paying attention to, and this is most certainly going to become obvious exactly what this is. Pay attention to the synchronicity when it comes to the actual numbers, because as soon as you realize the numbers like maybe 1313 or 777 or 222 again or 444, any combination of these numbers, when you connect like this spiritually, subconsciously, you will see how much it's actually connected. This is also the time, it's like a sign, as in time span, that very soon it's going to become obvious to you what is this unfinished business. This is very important. I repeat, this is very, very important, and something that just makes you feel kind of emotional in a very, very unusual way, and it has got this ability to touch many different places within your soul, like nothing ever did before. So this is going to be important. Just pay attention, my gorgeous Scorpione. When you see these sequences of numbers repeating what I just said, whether you see this on TV, whether you see this on your watch, whether you see this like on your little phone, whether you see this on your little laptop, it doesn't really matter how this is going to become the part of your own equation, the part of your own energy, the part of your own balance, the part of your own dimension. It doesn't matter. It's there. It's going to be the part of your reality. But this is going to be super important sign. So as soon as you see these numbers repeating, you will know, my God, something is going to come up, and you're going to be like this, thank you, thank you, thank you. Do you know what I mean? Because things are going to start moving on after that moment in time. But the little spiritual key, which is going to be directly connected to this balance, is going to be connected to the actual moment of an unfinished business, which is just not only going to be something which is going to become rather successful for you later on, but it's an integral part of your spiritual journey. So you need to pay attention to it. It's karma that is basically not finished. It's karma that you need to pay attention to. It's karma that is going to require your energy. It's karma that is going to require a little bit of your balance. And this is only going to happen until you start paying attention to it. And this is why I say that this is so important. Not only you will know which unfinished business to pay attention to after you become aware of these sequences of the numbers that I've said to you to pay attention to, but it's also almost immediately going to be connected to the vision, very strong vision that you're not going to be able to explain. And this is when things are going to become so interesting for you indeed, okay? On another hand, it's going to be so good to remove yourself from the situation and that no longer serve you, and from the situation where you felt like you were stabbed in your back, you know. And it's pretty much so to do with somebody who has just like done certain things to you in a way that you didn't want, and the very negative feelings, you know, that you were kind of left with. So it's important to get rid of these feelings. It's important to get it's important to get rid of these emotions, because they're only going to be holding you down. And this is your opportunity to allow yourself to go much higher on your spiritual journey. And if you do this, exactly 7 weeks later, you are going to have a mind-blowing, rather vava-voomish reward. Just remember, exactly 7 weeks later, you are going to have a rather vava-voomish reward. Something really incredible is actually going to happen to you. And this is why I say, when you're going to become aware even more how things are actually connected in our life spiritually. On another hand, my gorgeous Scorpionic, you know, I want to say to you, listen, like, oh my God, listen, how do I say this? Dun dun dun! Do you know what? I know I said this before, and I'm trying to explain to everybody, not that I'm trying to explain to everybody, but I'm trying to explain the stress, the actual importance of us connecting with ourselves and reconnecting with ourselves when it comes to the actual nature, when it comes to the actual fresh air, when it comes to being in the mountains, if you possibly can be, when it comes to being in the forest, you know, because the forest is very powerful, it's very spiritual, it's very strong. I know I've said this before, but it's important. Same with the mountains, they contain their own mind-blowing powerful energy. Same by being by the sea, same by being by the river, same by being by the lake. Any type of meditation that you can do, listen, this is so important. I know I said this before, but any type of meditation that you can do, the fresh air is ridiculously important when it comes to our personal balance, when it comes to our way of thinking, when it comes to us thinking bright, when it comes to us realizing things, when it comes to us doing things, when it comes to us getting that important balance. By you spending a little bit of time in nature, this is at the same time has got an effect on you, like you're just like a meditating, for example, and this helps you and your spirit to reach a very, very high levels of its own dimension. And what is this going to do in return? Oh my God, all you need to do is just spend some time in nature. And maybe perhaps if you're not able to spend some time in the nature, then you can also do this and recreate this by trying to ground yourself in your home, by trying to maybe meditate, you know, use like a really powerful meditation. You know, it all depends. There are different meditations that are working differently for different people. It really depends where you are on spiritual journey and things like that. But if you're unable to visit the nature and reconnect and connect in that particular way, then just you can do the meditation at home. And then I am talking about the mind-blowing insight that you are going to have. Scorpione, you need to understand this is important. I'm talking about the mind-blowing insight that you are going to have. I know it sounds insight. No, baby, no. It's not only like, oh yeah, insight, la la la. Yes, you are going to have like a quite crazy, absolutely wonderful, remarkable idea, and you're going to surprise yourself how strong you're going to feel about it. And this is nothing unusual, because you are going to have a very strong control over your life when you do this. But at the same time, it's about the self-discovery. You are going to have a moment, mind-blowing moment, when it comes to the actual self-discovery. And this is how you trigger these things. Why did I spend so long now talking about this? Because this is what you need to do. You need to use this essence. It's about the self-discovery. And what is going to happen, you know, the certain element of your life is just going to become absolutely obvious, like this in your face. And it's almost going to be impossible to ignore it, impossible not to notice. At the same time, the certain lies are going to be revealed to you as well. To some of you, this is going to be like, oh God, yes, I knew it, confirmation. But some of you are going to be like, oh my God. It's just connected to maybe devilish people and devilish situations in life. But then
again, at the same time, this is going to be an integral part of your personal enlightenment. You are going to reach a very high level of your personal enlightenment and make the most of it. Okay, let me just tell you, now this is like time to also really help out someone, because somebody is really struggling around you. Somebody is in particular going to be kind of like a very negative, going to have a very negative impact on them this week, and this is going to reflect on them in a very kind of like a low way. So somebody is, again, I've seen this before, I know, but it's important to say that somebody is going to need your help. You need to be an example to somebody in your life, somebody within your life. You need to be their example. You need to shine, you need to shine very, very bright. You need to shine your personal light very bright. Somebody's like really looking up to you, and somebody is watching you, but then again, that person is struggling with something, and in order for them to make them feel better, all you need to do is just shine your light really brightly, like an example for them. I think it's all going to become rather obvious, okay, and you will know exactly what I'm talking about. On another hand, my gorgeous Scorpion, it's, like, oh my God, it's like basically it is the time of transformation, and it's also going to be like the time of your personal growth, and I really like this. And this personal growth that I'm talking about is just all about your honest self-examination. This is an important to mention that it's an end of an era that was very much so slowing you down, and it was confusing you so much. It's an end of that particular era, but it's also the beginning of era where you're gonna realize, like, basically that you just have to follow your own personal light, and it's very important to ignore as much as you can the negativity and distractions from the outside world, because they have got very little to do with you. You just need to follow your own light, because you are most certainly going to prove a very important point, not only to yourself but to somebody else this week. You're gonna prove a very, very important point to yourself and somebody else this week by putting your foot down. And now it's time to do it, to put your foot down. Okay, do not let your mind be clouded by lots of like a devilish things going on out there at the moment. Do not let your mind to be clouded by it. As I said, the devil is singing a very, very long song at the moment out there. Okay, so you do not dance to that song. You dance to the song of an angels, okay? Not the devil. So that's why I'm saying that song that the devil is singing right now at the moment out there, it's very, very long and it's very loud, and people are kind of becoming very uncomfortable, but most certainly uncertain of what to do. So that's why I'm saying to you, just it's important to follow your own light, my gorgeous Scorpione. Indeed, I say this to you because you're highly powerful and spiritual when it comes to you being psychic, when it comes to you having a very strong insight, on things around you. You can pick up so much, my lord, so much. But then again, because you're connected to these earthly energies, but at the same time, this can drain you if you don't allow yourself to be who you want to be. Okay, I'm not saying that you're not allowing yourself to be who you want to be, but it's just very important to understand that there are some maybe bad spirits out there who are kind of trying to manipulate people. So you just kind of need to find your side of the light. Okay, it's very, very important. On another hand, I just want to say that you are going to have a personal rebirth, this week. And this personal rebirth is going to be a mind-blowing moment in time, because it's most certainly going to be followed by great change in your life. I really, really like this, and I know how important this is actually going to be for you. So now, my gorgeous Scorpione, I'm just going to shuffle these tarot cards, and I'm going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week as well. So your tarot card of the week, my gorgeous Scorpione, it's going to be Five of Wands. You see this? It looks like that there is kind of going to be like just a tiny little conflict, but what you just need to remember that you are actually going to be tested a little bit. You will be tested, and somebody's going to try to wind you up, and it's going to happen when you least expect it. But now if you watch this video on time, then you will know that you're going to be prepared for this, you see. So the best way to respond to this is just do not give your energy away, because you're going to need your energy for yourself. This is going to be something that is not even going to be that important or significant, so there is no point to give your actual energy away. So somebody's gonna, you know, try to kind of maybe piss you off a little bit. Somebody's gonna kind of do something to you, and you're not really going to like it, and it's like more like maybe somebody's going to wind you up. Like, it's nothing like too bad or anything like that, but it's more like somebody's kind of going to challenge you a little bit. Your response, this is the golden one. Your response to challenging situation would be just with the more positivity as you possibly can, the more optimistic as you possibly can. If you can possibly make this other person or group of people to feel like that they didn't even realize that you were challenged by this, that would be the best thing to do. I tell you this because on one hand you will protect yourself like this, but then on another hand, exactly 5 weeks later, you are going to have a very, very powerful reward when it comes to this as well, because this is karmically connected, and it's also going to be connected to the actual next step, you know, which is going to bring you the moment of a very strong connection with an unknown that you wouldn't normally have. And this only happens, you know, when you do really much so reach a very high and integral part of your spiritual journey. And this is what I'm talking about. You get this right, and then you get also the actual benefits from this. Okay, so now my gorgeous Scorpioni, I'm just going to shuffle these oracle cards, and I'm going to see what is going to be your oracle card for this week, for this period, for this stage. If you feel drained, if you feel tired, just make sure that you are taking something like a natural dose of B vitamins every single morning, something like a natural B vitamin complex. And if you just make sure that folic acid is actually folate, which is a natural version of folic acid, and also B12, make sure that it's a natural B12 within this B vitamin complex. And B vitamin complex is going to boost your energy, but also at the same time it's going to be absolutely superb and rather beneficial when it comes to your entire digestive system. On another hand, I know I'm keep on going, but it's about trying to flush out the toxins out of the system. Stick to herbal teas if you possibly can. 1 little mug of herbal tea a day would be fantastic. Either organic chamomile, either organic nettle, or either organic dandelion. Any of these three combination would be absolutely fantastic. Maybe just like a little bit of like a manuka honey to sweet it, or maybe just a little bit of organic maple syrup, or nothing to sweet it, you know, but most certainly no sugar, and also a little bit of organic unwaxed lemon with it. It's absolutely fantastic, and this is going to help you to flush out the toxins out of the system, my gorgeous Scorpioni, indeed. And it's going to be rather beneficial when it comes to your stomach and digestion in general. You see, you need to become very strong when it comes to taking a leadership role this week. You need to be very strong when it comes to taking a leadership role this week, because the certain answer is going to be required from you, but you are the one who needs to put your foot down. The only answer to this is you just do what you think it's right. You're going to make the most in this life if you follow your intuition, if you pay attention to your own spiritual journey. And honestly, with lots of like uncertainties at the moment, there's a very dark cloud in between what's happening now and in between our future that has been created. And the only way to go through this cloud and realize and start seeing things through is to follow your own intuition. You need to understand this. This is so important. And if you get this right, there is going to be a mind-blowing opportunity for you, which is going to be followed by it's not even going to be that long until the certain opportunity comes up. And this is going to require just a little bit of like kind of bravery, but it is going to be the step in the right direction. It's to do with your future planning, with your personal finances and things like that are all kind of like a very strong part of it, of course. Okay, so now so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's going to be it's going to be my gorgeous, my ever so precious Pisces. I'm just going to drink a little bit of water because my throat is getting dry. Want some? Have some. I'm obsessed with water. I'm obsessed with water. Excuse-moi. Sorry, I don't know what I was. So now my gorgeous Pisces. So the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be Pisces, and of course it's from in between the 30th of March and the 5th of April 2021. So now my gorgeous Pisces, you know, I like this. Where you felt that you had a certain loss, okay, certain negativity over the last 5 months in particular, ooh la la, something really interesting is going to take place. A really nice turnaround of events is actually going to happen, and you know, without you even realizing, without you even planning, without you even planning, there is going to be very, very hopeful outlook that you are going to have. And this is pretty much so to do with the certain expectations, is to do what you have been waiting for, it's to do with what you wanted to plan, it's to do with the path that you wanted to find yourself at. But there were so many things that have actually affected your current situation over the last 12 months, and this week is going to become evident how much you were actually affected by them, because the first couple of days are going to be all like a kind of, you will be thinking about the certain things that have happened to you over the last year, for example, and things that kind of slowed you down. So this is all going to be kind of connected, but the bottom line is it's about a hopeful outlook that you are going to have. Important words are favorable expectations indeed, but also on another hand it's to do with the new alliances, it's to do with the new people who are dramatically going to change your life. Just remember this, and you will not even be aware of them. You will not even be aware of that. So it's connected to the certain people who are drastically going to change your life for the better, of course. And it's pretty much so to do with you believing in yourself, but also at the same time, it's just basically, it's like believing in yourself, but also is some kind of spiritual person, some kind of guru, or somebody who you look up to so much is most certainly going to be playing an important role. Because and what is going to happen is like almost like you're going to be somewhere, you're going to do something, or you're going to be focusing on something. It could be absolutely anything, and then suddenly you're going to have these words in your mind, and this is going to be connected to some kind of spiritual leader or a guru or somebody who you really look up to. But these words are going to be the part of your mind, and you're just going to kind of know what to do. You will know what your next step is going to be, and also at the same time it's going to help you so much in so many different levels in your life. On one hand, you just follow your intuition, most certainly follow your intuition throughout this week. It's more important than ever, because the certain hidden agenda is going to become obvious, and I will tell you why this certain hidden agenda is going to become obvious to you, purely because it's going to help you to redirect yourself. It's going to help you to move on. It's going to help you to kind of re-energize yourself, because almost immediately this is going to be connected to the actual direct planning, but also it's going to boost your creativity. And once your creativity starts buzzing around throughout this week, you will know exactly where this is actually coming from. So what you need to pay attention to, the actual words that are going to be in your mind, that are going to be connected to the spiritual leader to you. But you will know that this is part of your element. You will know that this is part of your dimension. You will know that this is part of your energy. You will know that this is part of your vibration. It's just like almost like, you're looking at the nature, for example, and then suddenly you have the words, something that you heard from some kind of spiritual person whom you are very much so connected to. Not necessarily like a personal connection, but somebody who you really look up to, it's going to be very much so super beneficial for you when it comes to you finally getting sense of this very, very strong direction, and most certainly turning around a little bit and doing the right thing, editing and adjusting your life just a little bit. Just remember, follow your intuition, but also at the same time, you are gonna realize that you're more stronger than you know. Because you will be facing the situation when you're going to feel a little bit of challenge, you and somebody else this week, you know, and you will realize that you're more powerful than you know, that you're more stronger than you know, because it's pretty much so to do with a certain dealings, or it's pretty much so to do with a certain, like a kind of like some kind of negotiation is going to take place. And that negotiation, what you're going to do, it's going to be the right thing most certainly. And this is how you're going to realize your personal power being really increased. But then at the same time is the idea that you are going to have after that moment in time. This is going to be directly connected to you opening your eyes, my gorgeous Pisces, but also having an important idea. I really, really like this indeed. Just pay attention to what is actually going to be revealed to you this week. By the end of this week, an important revelation is going to take place, and this revelation is going to be absolutely everything. It's going to have elements of like, oh my God, I absolutely can't believe this. I cannot believe this. But then again, you just need to be strong and keep going and keep your head up. And this is how you're going to increase your personal power. You must not let that to take your energy away, because you're also very powerful, you're very deep, and you're very spiritual, so you can connect and reconnect throughout this earthly energy. So that means that psychically you're very strong and very powerful, intuitively, I mean. But then on another hand, you know, if you kind of start worrying about certain things, then this is you just kind of letting your energy to go, just letting your energy to go away, and then that drains you out, and then that affects you when it comes to your planning and when it comes to your decision making and things like that. So this is an important thing to actually say to you. And a certain burden, it's also going to come to an end, and I'm so happy that the certain burden is going to come to an end, because you're not going to avoid like the certain responsibility. Again, this is to do with at around the time when you get this advice, but also making sure that you are really taking this very powerful option when it comes to the actual future planning, for example. So now, my gorgeous Pisces, I'm just going to see what is going to be your I just need you to be a little bit careful now, you see. I need you to be a little bit careful. Sorry, one more thing, my gorgeous Pisces. I honestly, if somebody's like kind of like you need to be careful, because there is a certain deception. It's going to become quite obvious here, somebody around you, so you just need to be careful. But I think that your intuition is going to let you know about a certain deception. Something is not going to be right when it comes to you, and when it comes to you trying to do something, okay? And then at the same time, you're going to become aware of dishonesty. This is something that you need to pay attention to. You're going to become aware of the certain dishonesty. So if somebody's trying to like kind of like hurry you up towards something and it really doesn't make sense, just don't do it, you know. Just wait for this moment, because there is some kind of like dishonest person is going to be revealed. So if something doesn't make sense, or if someone sounds off, just remove yourself from that person. That would be my advice, okay? So now, my gorgeous Pisces, I'm just going to shuffle these tarot cards, and I'm going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week. Dun, da, 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 dun, 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 da, 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 da. You see this? An unexpected event is going to happen. I pretty much so like Wheel of Fortune so much, because I know whatever I say, whatever I said so far, you are going to have an unexpected situation. This unexpected situation information is going to blow your mind. Okay, it's going to be mind-blowing. Please listen to me very carefully. Every single day this week, if you can possibly do something different, just one little thing that you can do different can bring you the world of changes. You know, just one little thing that you can do is different. It's like what I was talking about before. It's about a spiritual domino. And why am I saying this to you about spiritual domino? Because if you do one little thing different every single day throughout this week, you're making more chance, you're making your chance better of this wheel of fortune becoming more and more strong and rather Varavamish moment in your life. Okay, because this is going to be connected to your turning point. I repeat, it's going to happen when you least expect it, but to make it even more powerful, strong, rejuvenating, mind-blowing energy. If you do kind of things like every single day something different, you know, you're just going to enhance this. It's going to be even more enlightening moment in time. Whatever I say, this is going to happen when you least expect it, and you're going to be surrounded maybe by the people who you didn't think that you're going to be surrounded by, but most certainly it's going to require from you to act in a certain way. This is going to be very spontaneous, but it's going to be mind-blowing at the same time. But also at the same time, on top of that, you're going to reach a quite important compromise. And also, you will know that this is connected to your turning point, the end of a very, very annoying stage in your life is slowly going to become obvious. You will know it's like turning point, my babies, turning point. You will know it's not like, oh yeah, everything is going to happen over the night. No, baby, no. But you will know which way to go. You will know that the things are going to start changing, but most certainly they're going to start working in your direction, in your favor. Just remember, the more you try to do every single day something differently, the more powerful vibration into your life at the same time you're going to bring. So this is going to be even more powerful. However, the end of like certain delays are coming to an end. And I'm saying certain delays that have affected your life like there is no tomorrow over the last 12 months. Indeed. So that's why I'm saying that this is going to be really important stage in your life, which is going to lead towards your big turning point indeed. Okay, so now my gorgeous Piscelini, I'm just going to shuffle this oracle card, and I'm going to see what is going to be an oracle card for this week. Release, baby, release. Look, this is important. So now, just there are two particular things that you need to pay attention to. Two particular things came to an end. Two particular things are going to require from you to move on. Two particular things are going to require from you to make the actual necessary adjustment. You don't need to do it right this week, but as long as you start paying attention and as long as you open your eyes and realize what exactly is making you unhappy, two things that are making you unhappy, two things are going to need to go. Very important time of release. Okay, my gorgeous people, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you, my gorgeous people. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.